And so you need to pick one of these too. Why do we need one of these? Because it's searchable. It's very, very searchable. AI can search all of these things. How? Well, number one, we have transcripts in YouTube, but most AI can now watch video. It can read blog posts and it can understand H1, like the headers, H1, 2, and 3s, and FAQs on your blog. And then most podcasts, if you're strategic about this, by the way, you should have a transcript on every single podcast. You should upload an human edited transcript so that it can be read and found and searched by AI. So we need one platform. Again, I don't care how many platforms you actually are on when it comes to social media, but you need to pick at least one. You need to at least pick one of these. Okay. And so now we have more things driving traffic to whatever it is that our goal was to sell. But again, that's not the only reason we're doing it. This is the reason we did it in the past, but today we're also doing this because we want to be recommended by AI. And so it's nice. AI says this is cool that you have a platform. It says it's cool that you're searchable, but it says, what backs this up? What backs this up? How do I know you're who you say you are? Because how many fake accounts do we see on social media all the time? You can even have a fake blog account, there's AI creating podcasts now, like AI voice generated podcasts. So how do we know this is real? How do we know this is real? Because AI isn't going to just start recommending everybody willy-nilly. It's like, prove it to me. Why should I recommend you? Why are you the best at what you do? Blah, 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 blah. Are you who you say you are? Well, we need a third party mention besides us, basically. And how do we get third party mentions? Number one, be a guest. On a blog, on a podcast, on a Facebook Live. I don't really care. Be a guest somewhere. Like, be in front of somebody else's audience. We also call this leverage because we're leveraging somebody else's audience. So be a guest. We can submit to an article. So we can have PR. We can do free PR. There's tons of free PR right now in this moment until people figure out how important it is to be recommended by AI, and it's going to probably all go paid. But right now, we can find a lot of free opportunities. And if you're like, I don't know how to be a podcast guest, I don't know how to do this, don't worry. I have a downloadable that I'm going to get you so you can do these things. We can submit to an article. We can look at the top XYZ lists. Why am I saying XYZ? Because it's like whatever you are. So for example, for me right here, it would be the top visibility strategist lists, right? The top coaching list, the top service provider, the top agencies, like whatever those. Enter yourself into these things. Where else can we do this? I'm going to have to bend down here. We can speak on stages. Now, it can be an online stage. It doesn't have to be an in-person stage, but it's got to have some weight to it. It can't just be like some, thing that everybody's, spamming people on. We want to make sure that it's legitimate. There's a website. It like has your name on it, like all those things, right? You're like the keynote, or what else can you do? Like you can be on a panel, like a Q&A panel or something like that. So these are some great ways, not all the ways, but these are some great ways to have somebody else say something amazing about you. Why? How can we do this? Be a guest. What do people do when you're a guest? They intro you. They're saying, Crissy Conner is a visibility strategist, helps you diversify your visibility so that you become more searchable, more recommendable, more findable, and unforgettable across feeds, search, and AI. So it's not just me saying that. There's a transcript somewhere that somebody else is saying that, and that's how they're introducing me. How else does this work for me? Because this person is going to probably ask me a bunch of questions that I have no idea that they're going to ask me, and I'm going to answer them, and I'm not going to stutter, and I am not going to pause. I am going to answer the question. Why? because this is my expertise. It's like that Facebook post that used to go around. If you had to talk about something for 30 minutes with no preparation, what would it be? I already know the answer to that. You know it too. That's what you should be being a guest for. That's what you should be talking about. And so we want to make sure that this is happening. The other thing is if we submit to an article, typically these can be, I had a client who just got into actual magazines, like physical magazines. She opens them up and she better share them like this week, like I told her to. But anyhow, that's a whole nother story. But even if it's like an online publication, I've been in so many of these. And so we want to submit to these. Again, I use a platform called Haro or Source of Sources. I use a couple others, and they're all in my free guide that I'll give you the link to so you can download that. But we can submit to an article. Now, sometimes these articles are us all by ourselves, and they tell everybody how amazing we are, and those are phenomenal. Sometimes they're with a bunch of people and they cite like your tip or your whatever. Again, these are also great as well. You can do these for free. You can also pay for them. Obviously, we want more earned than paid media if we can do that. But I challenge you to really look into this. It is one of those things that you have to set aside a time. One of the reasons I created this guide was so that my clients could set aside a time, at least an hour a week, and I call it the PR hour, and they can do this for themselves, or they can have an assistant or a team member do this for them. So this is huge. These top XYZ lists, I don't have this in the guide yet. I need to add this, but I worked on this with my visible inner circle. So we have all these searches set up so that they know exactly who's looking for speakers. They know exactly who's looking for exactly what they do in their industry. We have these really set up for them, but you can set up like Google searches for that. Actually does a way better job than AI. Just trust me on that. And then speaking on stages, again, if somebody asks you, I have local groups that ask me to speak. I ran a roundtable for one of my coaches in I don't know when it was, 2021 maybe? I don't even remember. But where are we getting the opportunity to put ourselves out there in front of people? Also, again, outside of the AI side of things, you're going to build so much trust when you can speak on stages in front of people. Just trust me on that, okay? And then the fourth thing that we want to focus on, okay, so we have platform. This is where I say all the amazing things about me. Here is another place where I say all the amazing things about me or show my expertise, right? And then we have this third party mention. And so we have all these things that are saying these amazing things about us. And we're going to go over here. Hopefully you still see me. And we're going to need to make sure that we have a website that backs all of this up. Basically, it says the same thing that all these people are saying about me. We have a website that backs up all the things we're saying in these blogs, these YouTube videos, and I'm out of the screen. We have a website that backs up everything I'm saying about myself on social media, right? So all these things go together. So I call this the circle of trust. If you've ever seen Meet the Fockers or Meet the Parents, I think was the first one, and there's like a new one coming out. But we want to make sure that everything is inside the circle of trust. It all circles together. It all is saying the same thing. And if I have changed my business a million freaking times, then I've got to close that gap. Meaning, I'll give you a great example. My business started out in 2019. I was the visibility queen. What am I now? I call myself the visible CEO. Well, there is a lot of stuff on the internet about this person right here. And AI has no idea why. Here, I was called the visibility queen, and here I call myself the visible CEO. My brand's changed. It has no clue. So I have to take the opportunity, again, back to that circle of trust, and I have to explain that on my website. Who was I? Who am I now? What years was I going by this? And when did I change to this? Because I've got a lot of these things, friends. This. And most of them are underneath the visibility queen, not the visible CEO. I can't go ask all of these articles if they're my friends or they're my friends' podcast. Yes, I could ask, or my clients, but that's a lot of work for somebody to do. Like, why? Why should I do this for you? So if I can connect the dots on my website, and explain why I changed and when I was that person, and that it's still the same person. I've just evolved and I've changed my name. It explains all of this, and again, helps AI understand this. So we have platforms, we have long term, we have searchable, we have third party mentions. Also, these are searchable. We set up a page on our website that has the links to all of these. So again, we're proving to AI, I don't even need you to go look for all these things because I have them right here, and it's all on my website. But it's not just this, and this saying amazing things about me. It's also this. And so that is how one easy way you can diversify your visibility to become more recommendable by AI, to become more searchable by Google. And here's the thing. When I went through this process, I was told one of my focuses was getting a Google Knowledge Panel, which is basically Google verifying you. It's like the old check mark back in the day. You couldn't pay for a Facebook check mark or an Instagram check mark. You actually had to earn it, right? You had to like prove that you were a celebrity or you were popular or something like that. And so Google will give this to you if you have all this stuff. It can take up to 12 months. I already had all this stuff. I just didn't have it in the right places right here. And once I did that, guess what happened? I have a Google Knowledge Panel, just like Taylor Swift, just like all these celebrities, just like all these important people that are well known. And I am the first search. Search Crissy Conner, I will come up. Matter of fact, the whole entire page is pretty much about me. And everywhere you can find me. And that's what I want for you. I want, if this goes down, if any of these go down, right, for some reason, like I don't want you just relying on being a one platform person. I want you to have all of these other things to help diversify you. And there are some more ways that you can diversify your visibility, but these are right now, I believe in 2026, in July of 2026, these are most important that we should all be doing. So I want you to drop in the comments, which one do you need? Which one are you solid on and which one do you need? Because you may be really solid over here and not really solid right here. Or you may be solid. I have one client that is crushing it here and I need her to get solid up here. Or you may be solid right here and not solid any of the rest of them. And again, it all has to work together. We have to build that circle of trust. It can't just be us saying. So what is your next step to diversify your visibility? Where are you going next? What are you doing next? How are you showing up next? And it really doesn't have to be that hard. I'm going to give you one more tip. This is your bonus tip today, by the way. I wasn't even going to talk about this. I mean, honestly, I don't think I knew what I was going to talk about when I got on this live, but I had an idea. Okay, so I have something I call the visibility trinity. This is your bonus. It's going to make your life like, hopefully I spelled that right, Trinity. Okay, so visibility trinity is a long-term marketing strategy. You pick one, just like I just said a minute ago, a blog, it can be YouTube or a podcast. It does not have to be all three, okay? But this one, just like I'm recording a YouTube video right now, will make everything else easier. Why? Because any of these, we start with this one piece of content and then we literally maximize it. So I can turn a YouTube into a blog. I can turn a blog into a YouTube. I can turn a YouTube into a podcast. I can turn a podcast into a YouTube. I can turn a podcast into a blog. I can turn a blog into a podcast, right? So right there is a ton of content if I want that much. I can also make a short form video from a long form video, right? So Reels, TikTok, whatever. I can also transcribe this YouTube video, obviously to create a blog, or I can use it to create content on any social media platform. I can use it to create an email. I can use it to, if I want outside of my own blog, if I want to do a Substack or something like that, right? I can turn it into a masterclass. I can turn it into, I don't have my list up here, so I'm going to like forget a million things. What else? Oh, we can turn it into a listicle. So for example, I can turn this video right here into the 4 ways to help AI trust you more and recommend you more. Plain and simple, right? So we can create so much content. And what we could do is even pick a focus for a week. So for example, if I want to talk about the visibility Trinity this week, and I'm going to use this YouTube video to do it, then all my content will back this up. Not everybody's going to watch a video. Not everybody's going to listen to a podcast. Not everybody's going to read a blog. Not everybody's going to read a post. Oh, we can do carousels too. Not everybody's going to read or watch. Guess what? If I have a diversified visibility strategy, somewhere, some way, someone is going to have a path to read, listen, watch my content that they digest best. And that's what I want. I don't want there to be a hurdle that I only create video and people hate watching videos. I don't want to create a hurdle that, I only type long form blog posts and people don't like to read. Like, I want to give them the option. And when we start with one of these three, it's really easy to diversify that. So I'm going to drop in the description exactly what I give my clients to help with that third-party recommendations. It's thevisibleceo.com/leverage, but I'll put the link in here. And that way you can grab this guide. It's for my paid clients, by the way. It is so detailed and will help you in so many ways. Most of the things are free. There is Podmatch on there, which I love and recommend. It's $32 a month, but it is totally worth it because you get so many opportunities to be on other people's podcasts. And listen, if you're like, I've not done any of this, Crissy, start doing something. Podcasting, being a guest helps you practice using your voice. And that's how you get stronger. That's how you build more confidence. That's how you get better speaking. That's how you get better on video, when you actually do the thing. So what is your next step? I cannot wait to see what you think about this guide, how it helps you, and how it changes the visibility diversification game for you so that you are more recommendable by AI. You are more trusted by Google AI overviews and all the things that are out there right now that our people are looking for outside of traditional social media, email, your website, and all of those things. We want to make sure we can back it all up. And that's what this path will do